Wherever we go, whatever we do, we're gonna go through it together.
I'm very partial to our first show, the what's called the pilot episode, because it was we were all very, very fresh. We were actually all getting to know each other.
Mr. Brady.
Oh, it's okay, Mr. Pringle, there with us.
If there's one thing that's better than a honeymoon for two, it's a honeymoon for eight.
I think it really set the tone for what the show was in both its description and for everything that followed. It was sure a lot of fun to go to Hawaii. It was very exciting for us, surfing, exploring the island, all the adventures that we got into, and Grand Canyon. It was fun to get away from, get out of the studio and see the great outdoors.
Boy, this really is it.
Wow, would you look at that?
I always liked the traveling. I still love to travel. It's one of my favorite things to do. So when we got to go to the Grand Canyon was a lot of fun. When we got to go to Hawaii was fun.
My favorite episode is the one where Greg has to make a movie for his high school history class.
Son, if you are going to make a movie, before you shoot the scene, you have to take the cover off the lens.
That episode was the most fun to make for me, maybe besides going to Hawaii, which was pretty great. Just because we got to dress up and do special effects and do different things.
I put in some special effects, like in those real arty movies.
My favorite memories of filming, I think, were when we weren't filming and we were just hanging out on the set as friends and spending weekends together. It was so beautiful. It was great. It was like a second extended family.
And still is.
And still is, yeah. Yeah.
Florence Henderson was really a hoot. She livened the place up. When things were tense and we were behind schedule or something, Florence would just crack a joke loud with her big, loud voice. And I remember that being, we're just children, and I just can remember that being those were special moments because you could see how the grown-ups interacted with each other and dealt with each other. I've been asked why the Brady Bunch is still loved to this day, and I've been trying to answer that question for 40 years, and I still don't think I've done it right.
I know, because the love was real. And I think that people are extremely psychic.
And it shows on the screen.
Yeah. And you had parents and children who respected each other. It wasn't just, we didn't have a stupid dad. We had a wonderful dad, wonderful mom, great housekeeper.
People who loved the show when they were 8 or 11 are now 50 and 60.
Yeah.
And it's just like the music you loved when it's
comfort
like
food.
It's like the music you loved when you first got out of the house and fell in love with whatever band you loved. When you hear that band today, you still love it.
I think we are all actually, especially today, looking for a place to escape and just to go back to simpler times. And I think there's basic things in life that are always really important and never change, and those are certain values. And I think the values in our show are really, really good about sticking together and working through things and working things out as a family and helping each other. And it is so beloved. I think it's because when we were doing it, we were having so much fun. It was just so natural, and I think we all cared about each other so much. I think that's rare when you have a show on and it just clicks. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's survived too.
I agree. So the show and what it reflected with its messages, its morals, its communication, working through issues, was authentic. We operated like that as people and as actors and as friends, and I think that that's a quality a kind of chemistry that you can't fake.
I think the Brady Bunch has always been so popular because it speaks to a lot of regular families' issues, and it's nice to see those issues sewn up in a little half hour. Everybody sort of has their own little representation in each of the kids. It really spoke to a lot of people around the world in all sorts of cultures. People learned English from the show.
It's about family. It's just, and it's very simple.